Hello, welcome back to the channel. Deplete the Fleet 10, and I've done a thing. I've done a thing. I've done a thing. This focus, oh dear. More work on the focus, but if I want top dollar, it needs to be tip-top condition, doesn't it? So we'll get you up to date with where we're at, and then I'll show you what I think the issue is with this turbo. Right then, we've sorted out this glow plug wiring now. That's all fixed back on where it should. We've got an engine flush in there and a diesel cleaner. Next thing is to do the timing belt and tensioner, so we'll get on with that now. What I've done, obviously, from before, we had this paint mark on the camshaft, which I've obviously lined up there. I put that on when the bar was in the back of it, so we know that is sort of bang on where it needs to be. Obviously the crankshaft is where it needs to be. I've put a mark on this fuel pump. Now that isn't timed, so as long as the crank doesn't move, that won't move. I've also put a mark on this bottom pulley as well to mark the crankshaft, so yeah, in theory, as long as they stay where they're at, we should be good. There's a jack on the engine. I need to take this engine mount off so I can get to this bolt here for this tensioner. There we are. Now this was a genuine Ford item, so it's probably never been done. 12-year-old. Not surprised that bottom one has ended up like this. Toothless. Anyway, new belt with obviously rotation arrows. We want to put it on, you want it taut along this untensioned side, and then obviously tensioner will take up the slack on the other side. So come on in. And try and get the tensioner in. And then we want an Allen key. We need to turn this obviously anti-clockwise until this little section moves to within this little section here. So I think that's an 8mm. Which will be about there, I reckon. Does it feel too tight? Possibly. Right then, this Focus. Just had the new belt on. Trying to turn it over by hand and it's tight as hell. I did notice it before obviously we started it up for the first time. I thought it's because it's been stood for a bit, once a bit of oil circulated round, it would you know, lubricate it, free it up a bit, but it's not happening. So I've got the camshaft out again. It was the camshaft that was the issue. The bottom end is turning nice and freely. With the spanner on the top, yeah, you could feel the camshaft. It's tight as hell. And what I've noticed, if you look down each of these oil galleries, there's sort of, I'm going to say, fibres from the old wet belt. So I don't know whether these oil galleries are blocked up. I'm going to whip the sump off it, see if the pickup's blocked, clean the sump out. I need to put the proper oil and filter on it anyway. I have to get an airline and blow through these oil galleries to see if they'll clear out, and then reassemble it all, and I'll come back to you when there's an answer. Right then, it's a good job I've taken this off. I probably should have done it first time around, but look at all these fucking teeth off the old belt, and this fucking gauze blocked up as well. Surprised there wasn't an oil pressure light on. So yeah, clean all this out, clean that out. I'm going to shoot a lot of brake cleaner down these ports, oil galleries. Hopefully that'll clean them out, and yeah, reassemble it. Right then, engine's back together, sump is on, all cleaned out. I put the oil pickup pipe off the courier, just tied in there, look, on this, because I couldn't get all the shite out of that original one for this. They were the same anyway, same length, same sort of bolt pattern, so no worries there. It was just clean as hell. Been out for a drive in it, and yeah, the turbo is howling, I'm gonna say. Don't know if it's down to the oil issues, blockages, or lack of servicing that it's had, but yeah, not good. I don't really want to sell it to somebody because, you know, it is noticeable. Hopefully we can get a car rather than going down the full turbo route. But yeah, so fucking one step forward, 3 steps back, isn't it? Oh dear. Just got to tell myself it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. I'm gonna get a couple of grand in my arse pocket. Yeah, be worth it. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to put a battery on this. Had it charging most of the day yesterday, and all night last night. I'll just show you now what it is we've got going on. I've got my multimeter hooked up. So as you can see there, it's got 12.2, well nearly 12.3 volts in it. But if we go to turn the key now, that's ignition on, it's dropped right down to 9.5, which is not good really, and then go for a crank. Drops right down to 4 volts, so that battery's fucked, which is going to be another 60 quid maybe. I didn't want to spend, but it's not going to go without it, is it? Right then, new battery fitted, and oh nice, first time. And look at that, full tank of juice in it as well. Done alright with this one, I think, apart from the fact that I might have to put a turbo on it. Oh no. I'll take you out and see if you can hear what I can hear. Turbo's a bit howly, shall we say. I've heard worse, but it, yeah, shouldn't be doing it really. Brakes are a bit noisy as well. I'm hoping a bit of driving they're going to clean up, but got a feeling I'm going to have to put some front discs and pads on it. turbo discs at least. The pads look like new, so we might get away with cleaning them up. But yeah, if we're just second gear. Is it bad? I don't know. Is it bad? I don't know. I think it was worse in third gear, to be honest. And it just feels like it's lacking power. I don't know what power it's meant to have. 115-ish horsepower are they these? I can't remember. But yeah, just between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM, it's just a bit, yeah, sluggish. It's like the turbo just runs out of fucking beans. I did notice it is a variable vane turbo on this, and I know the Mondeos have problems with them. I mean, there's no engine light or anything on. Might be worth scanning it now and maybe having a look at live data, seeing what boost pressure's saying. I think we'll do that. Listen. Second gear feels alright actually. When you're in third. Unless it just needs its head kicking in. Ah! Oh, that's me cock. So now you're up to date with developments, shall we say. Let's have a look at this turbo now. What I can see in here, will it show up on camera? Can you see the scoring on the sort of the housing? Don't know whether that, there's something in my fucking boot, is what is causing this howling issue. Now there is a bit of movement in this, but I mean, I have felt turbos with a lot more play sound better and perform better, but I mean, if that is touching the side, which it could possibly be, it's hard to tell. Let me put a flash on. But yeah, there's definitely some witness marks, shall we say, where these impellers are. Have I got a fucking pointer or something? Sort of round about there. You can see that scoring. Would that cause a howling noise? I have no idea. All I know is that's not right. So I'm going to get on that eBay, see if I can find a turbo core for it. I think I just need the model of this turbo, which usually is stamped on this bit. I'll have to clean that up, see if I can get a model of this turbo, and then hopefully we can get a car. I had a quick look earlier, they're about 80 quid-ish for a car, whereas a full reconditioned unit is going to be at least 200, at least, yeah, maybe even 250. So yeah, if we can get a car, it'll be worth it. So until then, I suppose, yeah, there'll probably be a break in this episode.